Looking for support, advice, and inspiration from moms just like you? Welcome to Mom Talks, where we delve deep into the struggles, messiness, and beauty of real #mom life. Here's your host, fellow mama and health and fitness expert, Sarah Denton.
Hello, welcome to Mom Talks, here with your host, Sarah Denton. Thank you so very much for joining me today. I have some very exciting news I can't wait to share with you. Two things, actually. There's been a lot going on in the Denton household recently. Some of you may have seen a Facebook post on the Mom Talks podcast page. Yeah, that's it. I just started a pre- and postnatal certification. So this is specifically to help all of us mamas get a little bit more knowledge on what goes into pregnancy, what goes in, what's maybe recommended for our physical health, our emotional health, which is also very important, and our nutritional health. And this actually goes through each trimester, week by week, what to expect, what things change, and recommendations. And I'm just looking forward to learning more and sharing all of that knowledge with you. So I have that manual. I also have the workbook that goes along with it. And I haven't printed everything off, but I'll show you what I have. This is a pregnancy journal. There, you see it? Okay. So what that is, there are manuals and journals for trying to conceive, pregnancy, and also postnatal, where it gives you the certification itself, teaches you how to write correct workout programs for, expecting mamas going through, normal, healthy pregnancies. And then there's also these workouts, which come already made and already designed, and you follow it week by week. So what's very exciting about this is that I'm going to try this out because the second surprise is that we are having a baby. Yay! I know we just have a little dot right now, so there's no, you can't see whose features are there yet. It's still very early on. And I know that most women, or many women, don't always share until they're through their first trimester. And I completely understand and respect it because the past couple of weeks have been very trying for me, for us, my little family. I think in the past 2 weeks, I've been to the doctor 7 times. We were concerned at first for an ectopic, and then we were concerned for about having a blighted ovum. And if you're not familiar with either of those, an ectopic is where the egg gets stuck in the fallopian tube, and so then there's no way to, save that. And many times you actually have to have surgery, and that can be very scary and, and sad. A blighted ovum is where the fertilized egg actually gets down to the uterus, but then there's no baby inside. And so then you either have to wait for your body to naturally miscarry that, or you have to go and have a procedure done that basically cleans everything out. And neither one of those, will necessarily affect your chances of conception. But both of them are, sad because you think there's a baby and you see that baby and you still have to go through the grief and the miscarriage process. So that's been trying. Thankfully, I've given a lot of blood and we were able to see the levels rising how they should. And we were able to finally find baby's heartbeat. And I wanted to go ahead and share all of this with everyone. Because for those of you that have been listening to the show, you know that my stance is to be open and honest. And the more honest that you can be when it comes to what's going on with motherhood, the more you are going to find others to connect with. And we all need help, and we all need to feel that connection and that support. And so I'm going to be as vulnerable as I can be and share my journey with you. So that way, if anybody out there is going through the same thing, Or if you're like, what should I do about this? What should I do about that? Maybe you'll find some advice here. If anything, you'll find definitely love and some encouragement. And so I look forward to going through this journey with you. I pray that everything ends up healthy and beautiful and wonderful. And I can't wait to go through my certification and my workouts while going through an actual pregnancy. It's just going to give me literally so much hands on experience. Now, this will be my third baby. And with my first, my son, I was induced at 39 weeks, and my blood pressure did start to go up towards the end, but I wasn't diagnosed with preeclampsia or anything like that. I delivered, I delivered the normal way. And then with my daughter, who I had 6 years later, wow, it dates me. With her, I had a lot more issues. Actually, everything was healthy. I do have an issue with fibroids. And if you don't know what fibroids are, they are benign tumors that grow on your uterus wall. They can grow inside the uterus. They can grow like inside the lining, outside the lining. They can also be what's called pedunculated, where they hang off with like this little stem. And they do have their own blood supply. And usually when you have an excess amount of estrogen, that will also make them engorge and swell. And with Lily, with my daughter, because of all of the hormones changing throughout pregnancy, mine did grow significantly. I cannot help. This is totally embarrassing. But I would always show, how babies, they're pointed their head down. And so their little bottoms are like right up here, up at your belly. And so I would sit there and I would rub her little bottom, and I would like smack her bottom and be like, smack the baby, like joking and dancing and all of that. Well, right when I was about to deliver her, the ultrasound tech, she was going over my belly and she kept pressing like on that bottom. And I'm like, well, that's getting really sore. And she said, well, that's one of your fibroids. No wonder it's sore. Yeah. So it got huge. And the entire time I thought that I was patting my baby's bottom, I was patting my fibroid, which I guess I should have been named because we became very close. Ugh. So that is life, right? And that's kind of a gross thing, but funny. And just a little warning here is you will see one graphic image. So if you don't like medical images, just look away for the next, 5 to 10 seconds. But this is a picture of my uterus after having a C-section, an emergency C-section, and giving birth. So all of these little nubbies that you see, all of those are fibroids up here. That's one of those pedunculated ones. Most women have one or two kinds of fibroids, and they usually don't grow, to that size. Mine, they have a life of their own, as you can see. And now that uterus, that picture there, it also, it's bigger than a normal uterus because it had just had a baby in it. So that's what it looked like when I got my baby out. So we're working with the messy situation, but all of my babies have been very happy, very healthy. Thank the Lord. And with Lily, I was wanting to go in at 36 weeks. My blood pressure just went through the roof, and I got diagnosed with preeclampsia. And at 37 weeks, I was rushed to the hospital and told to be put on a magnesium drip because I was going to have that baby. The magnesium drip keeps you from having a seizure so that you don't then have a stroke. That's due to the preeclampsia. Preeclampsia is when your blood pressure, unknown, it's like your vessels, I believe, they collapse. They're not able to pump blood the way that they're supposed to. Your blood pressure skyrockets, and it can get really bad really fast. And it is not guaranteed that it happens to people with high blood pressure or a history of high blood pressure. There's no known cause yet for preeclampsia. And so, we'll add that to the mix. And normally with multiple births, you can usually, if you've had it, you can usually expect to have it again. But there are different things, nutrition wise and exercise wise, that you can do to try to help in that area, which I will be doing for sure. But I thought that I was going to be able to deliver her the normal way, the natural way. And I was induced, but the magnesium drip actually counteracts the Pitocin. The Pitocin is what puts you into labor, and a magnesium drip kind of keeps you from it. So then the next morning, I had not dilated at all. And in fact, the doctor was like, your cervix actually feels thicker. Like, I've never felt this before, never seen this before. And you need to have an emergency C-section. He said that you have less than 12 hours to live. We need to get this baby out, and we need to get this baby out now. So I cried a lot because I did not want a C-section because she was head down, and I knew the recovery would be a different road than what I had taken previously. But, you got to do what you got to do. So we had the emergency C-section, and that's when, he cut in to get my uterus out, but was unable to do a horizontal cut on my uterus because of my fibroids. He actually had to do a vertical cut, and that can weaken your uterine wall a little bit because you're cutting along the muscle instead of against the muscle. And he got her out, and she was thankfully very healthy at 37 weeks and well-formed and beautiful. And we have a happy, beautiful, healthy baby girl with no real issues. The recovery was very different. I asked him if he could remove those fibroids while he was down there, but he said, that would be too much blood. And I, probably wouldn't make it from that. So got all of that back in, got stitched up, and I think it took about a week before my blood pressure came down, and I was able to go home from the hospital with our sweet little girl. And, since then, it has been trying with the recovery from a C-section, plus the fibroids still being swollen. Fibroids can shrink once you start to get your hormones under control a little bit, but they don't really go away. And so for this pregnancy, I'm definitely being monitored closely. I am seeing my regular OB, and I'm also going to Tri-State Perinatology Center, and it's for high-risk pregnancies. And so I will start seeing them. What they will do is they will monitor the growth of the fibroids, and they will also monitor my vertical incision just to make sure that as baby grows, there's not too much stress on that wall, and, they'll help direct me in whatever needs to be done. So yes, I'm trying to be as open and honest with you. We were told that we may not be able to have another baby. So the fact that we are having this one is just truly a blessing and amazing. And I couldn't be more excited. I have been very nauseous. I have been very tired. That has been the biggest thing these past couple of weeks. I've been very excited about my workouts. Whenever you're in your first trimester, typical rule of thumb is whatever you have currently been doing, you can continue to do. Just try to stay, where you can carry on a conversation with your breathing so that you're not so out of breath that you can't carry on a conversation. Otherwise, you might be working a little bit too hard. We don't want to overcook that baby. And I've been drinking plenty of water. My goal with this pregnancy, ladies. So let me just tell you, I'm a fitness professional. I've been in this industry. I know what I'm supposed to do, But, real life, I may not always get it done. So no judgment coming from me. And I'm going to be honest about what actually gets done. The goal is to do 2 to 3 strength sessions a week, along with about 4 cardio sessions and about 2 stretching yoga sessions. Now, I may mix that up, or I may skip because when I'm this tired and whenever you're this tired, it's better. Some days it's just better to rest. It's whatever your body needs, and your body will tell you. And, nausea can keep people from doing a lot of things. So we will see how that goes, but I will let you know week to week. And what does this mean for Mom Talks? Well, the good news is it means even more for Mom Talks. Yay! Even more fun, interesting things and a new segment. So we're still going to have our interviews with our fellow mamas. Again, if you'd like to be interviewed, please email me, sarah@momtalkspodcast.com, or you can comment pretty much on any of my posts, and I'll be able to contact you. That will allow me to continue on with our interviews, because we learn so much from each other, and we feel such kindred spirits when we hear each other's stories. And on top of that, I will still be doing some of our mini mom rants, and especially over topics, kind of hot topics with moms, and as well as now going through pre and postnatal coaching. Now, anything, obviously I am not a doctor. Please always consult your doctor before you try anything, to make sure that you're healthy and you're ready to go. But I will be giving examples of things that I am doing. And so you are always more than welcome to follow along with what I am doing. Okay? But thank you so very much. I appreciate every single one of you and my patrons. And thank you. If you would like to become a patron, what patrons do is you get special content. I'm going to get to include some workouts for you guys. I'm going to get to include some special interviews. Patrons donate as little as $3 a month, and that just helps fund all of what I do. It also helps support me, and that helps support you. Okay, thank you so much. I love you guys, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye now.
Thank you for listening to Mom Talks. Your support is invaluable, so please subscribe, rate, and leave a review. For even more extras and bonus content, be sure to visit Mom Talks' patron page.